Our next presenter is Frank Qualtier. He began his career with LiftMaster in 2008 as an inside sales coordinator, where he worked closely with outside sales and customers in the assigned region. Since then, Frank has been promoted to outside sales, managing Indiana and Kentucky, and most recently, national account manager, working closely with LiftMaster's OEM partners. Frank was recently promoted to channel manager, LiftMaster Commercial Products, where he will continue to focus on the marketing and sales growth of the LiftMaster Commercial product line. Frank is going to share with today some exciting new product information on the new Logic 5 commercial operators. Please welcome Frank.
I'm very excited to be here today and talk to you guys about the new Logic 5 commercial door operators that LiftMaster will be launching this October 1st of this year. With the new product, you'll see three main features that we're going to be adding to what you know in the Logic 4 product line. Those are MyQ, dual voltage, and Security Plus 2.0. A couple of these you already know about because they're in our residential and our gate operator lines. First of all, you'll notice a new branding and a new look with our LiftMaster commercial door operators. As you can see, we've gone to a burgundy cover. What we had in the past was our silver LiftMaster Logic 4 look. It said Elite Series on it, and it also had the badge on there that went through to the other side of the cover. With Logic 5, what you'll get is the burgundy look. It's going to be more uniform, and the LiftMaster badging. It just looks a little bit sharper, as well as when you open the cover up, your wiring schematics are actually going to be across the entire cover, where they took up about half the cover on the Logic 4. So bigger wiring schematics, easier to read and install the product. The big thing here is MyQ. This is really the game changer with LiftMaster on the Logic 5 product launch. For the first time ever in commercial products, you will be able to monitor, control, and receive alerts for your commercial doors. This has never been in the industry before. You can now have the visibility to see when your commercial doors are open and closed. You can close them at any point in time if they were left open. And like I said, you can also receive alerts if from 8 to 5 o'clock in the day, nobody should be coming into your door. You can set that alert, and then anytime the door opens, you'll get a ping notification to your phone. These are your four main accessories for MyQ. The first one is the internet gateway, and that's really going to be the big one. That's what's going to allow you to connect your commercial door operator to the internet. As Sherry earlier mentioned, the LiftMaster Internet Gateway can handle up to 16 devices. So if you have a commercial application with 16 doors, you can actually monitor all 16 of those doors from that single gateway. If you have more, you can just add another gateway to the operator. There's also a garage door monitor. This allows you to see if your garage door is open or closed from a desk. A lot of people will put these in their offices to know whether or not the doors are open and closed. The other two are light switches and light plugs. This will allow you to turn on and off lights as well as your commercial door from your iPhone application or any smartphone. So if you want to not only control your doors, but you also want to control some lights in your commercial facility, you can also do that from the same app. This is what the web page looks like when you log in. Very similar to the residential, but you can treat it more in a commercial manner. But basically what you're going to have is however many different facilities you have. One big example I like to use is a guy that runs a Jiffy Lube location. He's got 4 locations. He can put up Jiffy Lube store number 13, Jiffy Lube store number 12, and so forth, and he can have up to 16 devices for each of those locations. You also have your alerts right in the middle. This is all very customizable so that you can set alerts for however you want to receive alerts when your commercial door operator is used. Also, you've got frequently asked questions, troubleshooting, a lot of information directly for the customer so that if they have any issues, they can find help themselves rather than just contacting the dealer. This is what some of your icons are going to look like from the smartphone or the iPad. Obviously, if you have a light, that's going to be your light bulb. We now work with gates as well. So if you have a gate, you can have the gate icon. And then now we have the commercial door icon as well with the ballards on the side. So really what LiftMaster's shooting towards here is controlling the entire application. You got gates, you got doors, you got lights. We can control it all from our LiftMaster app. Some of the use cases that we found out about, we've gone out and talked to auto service centers. We've gone out and talked to fire departments. We've gone out and talked to small businesses and warehouses. There's really just a lot of different applications to use MyQ. First of all, just like a home, most small business owners, their business is very important to them. They want to know what's going on. They want to know if they forgot to close a garage door. Talking to a few actual garage door dealers, they said, oh, this is great. If I have one of my installers out late on a job, in the past, I would stay there, wait for him, lock up behind him. Now, if I want to, I can let him tell me when he gets back to the shop. I can open up my app on my iPhone, open the door, let him in, and then when he leaves, close the door behind him. So that's just one of the many different applications that will be used for this. Like I said, Jiffy Lube. I had a customer that was working with a guy that managed 4 Jiffy Lube centers. He said, can I manage all 4 of my centers right from one app? Absolutely. You can manage all of your different applications that you might have, and like I said, all the doors, and if you want to manage the lights as well. So just having that convenience, that security and control to know that you can look at your different commercial applications from your phone and know whether the doors are closed is really a nice peace of mind. Other big feature is dual voltage. So in the past, you would order a commercial operator by 115 volt single phase. You'd order by voltage and phase. Today, we've changed it so that you now only need to order the operator by voltage. This is going to be really helpful for distributors, dealers, end users, as well as us, because basically cutting the models in half. Instead of ordering by voltage and phase, you're just ordering by voltage, and you're just ordering by phase, and you'll just choose the voltage at the time of install. So this is what it's going to look like. Basically, this is your power board when you open up your commercial door operator, and you will see that there's a 115 plug and a 230 plug. So this is a single phase board. This is what you'll get when you order a single phase operator, and you're just going to take that Molex connector and you're going to plug it right into the power that you need. From time to time you'll hear that the job was bid as 115 volts. You get out there, it's not actually 115 volts, it's 230 volts. So in the past, you'd either have to do a voltage conversion or order a new operator. Now you'll just be able to select the correct voltage. So it's, like I said, it's just going to be very helpful for all of us. And that's what it looks like when it's plugged in. The third big thing is the Security Plus 2.0 radio, and this is really going to be a game changer as well. What this is going to do is it's going to offer the same radio technology that Sherry was talking about a little bit earlier, using 3 frequencies simultaneously instead of just one. And commercial applications more than residential or anywhere else, interference and range issues are a huge problem. I'm sure many of you out there are very familiar with running external antennas outside of the door, doing many different things to try and fix the range problems when they're really not actually your fault. It's more of an application issue. So with this new tri-band frequency, your range is going to increase immensely. You're going to see the need for a lot less external antennas. You will get a lot less callbacks because of range issues. And overall, it's just going to be a much smoother install. The remotes are going to work right out of the box. It's just going to be great. The remotes that you can use for the new commercial door operators, once again, back to Sherry's points, we have the Max controls. The Max controls will work on the new Logic 5 units, as well as all the way back to Logic 3 and Logic 2, even if you still have some of those out there. So the great thing about that is if you go out to an install where you're putting up a new Logic 5 next to some Logic 4s and Logic 3s, you can use the Max transmitters to control all those doors rather than giving your customer multiple different remotes. So that'll be very helpful there. And then we also have the dip switch transmitters. So with Security Plus 2.0, we've come out with a line of dip switch transmitters that are going to be more cost effective because of the technology that they use. And you'll be able to use unlimited amount of transmitters at an application. They're a great option, once again, because of the cost effectiveness. And we also have the 813LM, which is a red, green, yellow transmitter, which is open, close, stop. So currently, when you order a LiftMaster model, a very popular one is a T5011L4. So I don't know, most of you probably know this, but some of you don't. Each of these letters and numbers stands for something. So on a T5011L4, does anyone know what the T stands for? Trolley. The 50 stands for half horsepower. Then you've got a 1 for voltage, that means 115 volt. Then you've got a 1 for phase, which means it's single phase, and then an L4 for logic 4. So tomorrow, you will no longer need to specify the voltage. So the model number will be reduced by one number. So to make it very simple, if you're ordering a single phase trolley operator, let's say you want that same T5011L4 but in the logic version, or in the logic 5 version. You'd still have a T for trolley, you'd still have a 50 for half horsepower, and then instead of specifying the voltage, because you don't need to anymore, you're just specifying the phase. So a T5011L4 will be a T51L5. So we tried to make it as simple as possible. We also have some sales tools that we'll make available on the Service Spring site as well as our own site that allow you to plug in the Logic 4 model number and it'll spit out what the Logic 5 model number is, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You do see three different options here. We have a single phase board, we have a 3-phase board, and then we also have a 575 board. Most of you guys won't have to worry about that. 575 volt is only used up in Canada for the most part. And then Logic 5, we have some new safety options as well. And these are also available on Logic 4, but our company is becoming more and more safety conscious as we go on. I'm sure you've seen it on the residential side. We're doing a lot of safety campaigns, a lot of initiatives to let people know what we have available, trying to get those pre-1993 garage door openers without photo eyes up to code. Well, we're trying to get the same messages out there for commercial as well. Commercial doors are extremely dangerous, and if they're not set up with the proper photo eyes, the proper safety edges, etc., then they could be very unsafe for kids, for adults, and we don't want to see any accidents happen. So here's some of our new and current photo eye options. So at the bottom, what you have is your standard CPSUs. Those are what typically come in the box. Now, in the past, when you ordered a commercial door operator, we just packed the CPSUs in standard. We're now giving you an option. So anytime you order a commercial door operator from us, you can order standard with the CPSUs, or you can upgrade to any of our other photo eye or edge options. So you have the UN4s at the top here, which a lot of you are familiar with as well. Those are the standard NEMA 4 photo eyes. The two in the middle are a little bit newer. The RPEN4s are going to be retroreflective, and they're also going to be monitored photo eyes. This was a great product introduction because the photo eyes became standard in 2010 when UL 325 changed the code, and it takes a lot more time for dealers to install photo eyes, and obviously they're not going to charge more money to the customers just because of that new addendum. So the RPN4s are great because you only have to run wire down to one side of the photo eye. Also, these comes with an armored cable that goes directly to the 3-button station, so you don't even have to run the wire all the way up to the head. Makes life a lot easier, really quick install. And then our newest safety product is the CPS Open 4s. This product is also a NEMA 4 photo eye. It's less expensive than the UN 4s, and it's actually got a flexible housing. This flexible housing is great because how often do we get callbacks because somebody kicked the photo eyes out of alignment? These will actually flex back into alignment after if they get knocked any certain way, not too hard. So this is what they look like. Like I said, the flexible housing. Also, the eye is recessed inside of the housing, so less sunlight interaction there. It shouldn't have any issues. 45 feet of range, and then they're also polarized. You'll see that it's got a color-coded transmitter and receiver for the photo eye. And then our newest safety device offering that we have is our optical edge sensors. This is basically a hybrid between an edge and a photo eye. So it's really neat because it comes in different kits. You can order a 16 or 24-foot sectional kit, or you can order a 16-foot rolling door kit. You can cut these edges directly down to the size that you need for the door. and you literally plug in photo eyes to each side of the edge. And the edge itself is acting as the conduit for the photo eye. As soon as that edge is obstructed, the photo eye is obstructed, and the door will reverse. Much more cost effective than going with an electric edge, and it's much easier because you can cut it right to size for the job. Also, these are actually NEMA 6 rated. If any of you have had any issues with flooding in the areas that you service, you'll notice that a lot of times electric edges will go bad because of the flooding. These will work in standing water. At our sales meeting, we actually had the edge sitting in a big fish bowl, and it was still working just fine. So it's great if you have any flooding, you can go out and service the product, but you don't have to replace the product. And this is what it'll look like basically. Just like I said, it's a normal photo eye operation, but sent through that edge astragal. And then when it's obstructed, that eye will get blocked, and the door will reverse. And really what we're going for here with the MyQ, with the Security Plus 2.0, with all of these options for safety is trying to sell the entire job. You know, a lot of times we'll go out, we'll sell a commercial door operator. Yeah, it's a door, it opens and closes. Well, now we have more options for you. We have MyQ. We're giving you different things to have a conversation with your customer about. Is knowing the status of your door and being able to open and close it for many in the world important to you? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it's more of a conversation. You're being more of a consultant to your customers and giving them what they need. A couple other things we'll be doing is actually printing end user brochures. So some of the segments that I talked about, fire stations, auto dealer service, small businesses and warehouse, we actually have printed up new brochures that will go out to the dealer base and our distributors to give directly to the fire stations. Rather than giving a fire station a piece of literature that says T operator that really means nothing to them, you can hand them a brochure that says, this is the fire station package. It recommends a second set of photo eyes to keep the door safe. It recommends a red-green light so that they can make sure that they don't hit the door on the way out. And this also helps you sell more accessories because it's coming directly from the manufacturer rather than the dealer trying to force the different options down their throat. So we'll have those different options for fire stations, automotive service, warehouses, and small businesses. They're a great piece to pass out to end users. And that's about it. Does anybody have any questions on the new Logic 5 product line?
Frank, we do. On the Logic 5 operators, when we had the Logic 4 operators, you had to use a CPS MEI or a CPS EI interface.
Correct.
Logic 5, you still have to use those to hook up your
Miller edges.
Miller edges.
For Miller edges, you will still need to use a CPS MEI or an EI card to hook up a Miller edge. The EI is for a 4-wire. The MEI is for the 2-wire field cuttable. Now, if you use the new optical edge sensor, that hooks up directly into LMEP, does not need an edge interface card. Any other questions? All right. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate the time.